All right, welcome to our first allamerican.org live stream. Coming to you from North Carolina. It is Black Friday. It's a great day to support American-made businesses. So I'm here live to answer y'all's questions about shopping American-made this weekend and during the holiday season. So drop your questions in the chat, and I'm going to be going through as well a lot of great American-made brands that are running deals this weekend, and going through a lot of other shopping tips for the holiday season. So for folks who are watching, make sure to drop a comment in the chat on where you're watching from, and then also what you are looking to pick up this holiday season, or if there's any specific brands that you have on your mind that you want some advice on or figure out where they're made, or anything else. And if you're watching the replay, make sure to still drop a comment below, and I will absolutely get back to you. Noah, nice to see you in the chat. Appreciate all your dedication to watching all of our videos. All right, let me share my screen here, and going to go through just a couple of things that we have on allamerican.org. For looking for Made in the USA deals and some other great brands. But keep active in the chat if there's any brands or other product categories, things like that, that y'all want me to check out. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we have a couple of things on allamerican.org that are put together to help y'all as much as possible as you're shopping around this weekend. The first is the Made in the USA deals page. So we have a ton of Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals that I have rounded up from great American-made companies. So check this page out. We got a ton in terms of like home goods, kitchen appliances, cookware, clothing, things like that. Lots of great companies that are doing sales this weekend. One in particular that I'm really excited about is 1620 Workwear. I actually just visited them in Amesbury, Massachusetts, so I have that exclusive tour video dropping tomorrow on Small Business Saturday, which I'm really excited about. But they have pretty much their only sale of the year, one of their only sales of the year, going live today, and then they will also have one on Cyber Monday as well. You can get 20% off probably some of the toughest workwear that I've ever seen. But lots of great deals on this page, so definitely check this one out. And then I put together a little gift guide for holiday gift ideas. So a ton of different stuff in here. Gifts for him, gifts for her, gifts for the kids. A lot of different stuff. A lot of these brands are also running deals this weekend, so make sure to check out this gift guide if you're searching for inspiration for family or friends for Christmas gifts. Noah, so you say fleece-lined pants have been on your mind. So I'm not sure if you're looking for workwear or just kind of everyday casual wear, but there's probably a couple of brands that come to mind for me. One is going to be Forloh. So these guys, I think they're on our gift guide actually. They have a lot of good kind of outdoor performance gear. It's a little bit more expensive, but they do have some lined materials, which are nice. If you're looking for more workwear, I would check out somebody like 1620. They have some lined options and just really thick material that's going to keep you warm in the colder months. There's a few flannel brands that have some lined pants as well. You can check out our flannels page on allamerican.org for some of those guys. So let me actually just use our little search here. Flannel shirts. A few other brands. So All American Clothing Co., good affordable options in there. So definitely check out them for some good everyday stuff, Noah. And then American Giant has some top options. Their pants aren't a ton. There isn't a ton of fleece lined options there. American Trench has some decent ones. Genu USA is a great Native American brand. And then Safe Khaki United, I feel like, is one where you can find some good pant options too. Johnson Woolen Mills has some imported materials, but They do have some decent options for stuff that's assembled in the USA. And then one, it's not flannel, but I really like their options for just really good cold weather gear, is called Duck. If you just check these guys out, they're based in Montana. They are running a huge sale right now, but they have a ton of just wool line stuff, good base layers, really good everyday wear stuff. But these guys use 100% US sourced merino wool in all of their clothing, so they're a really good everyday wear option to check out. I got connected with these guys actually from another brand that I have toured with previously, Boardroom Socks. They're based here in North Carolina. They know the folks over at Duckworth, and just a really awesome operation here. And they have a ton of really good clothing to check out, and certainly running a huge sale right now. So I believe I have them on our deals page and our gift guide too. But lots of good stuff to check out this holiday season in terms of things that I'm shopping for. So I got to search for gifts for my twin sister. So I'm a twin. She also lives here in Charlotte. Her husband Kyle, they just had a newborn who is 9 months old. His name's Holt. He's doing great. Thinking about picking up some toys and stuff for him this holiday season. And then mom and dad, obviously. Girlfriend, and a few others. So lots of stuff to pick up this holidays. Yeah, thanks, Noah. So a few things I was thinking about. Hopefully they're not watching right now, because they would spoil the surprise. But I am looking at for Holt this company called Green Toys. They are awesome. They have all US made plastic toys from 100% recycled materials. Looks like they're not operating on their website. You can find them on Amazon and in Walmart and a bunch of other retailers. But they have a ton of just awesome plastic toys. So I was thinking about picking them up, like an awesome dump truck, airplane, a lot of good stuff for young kids to play with. And then another thing that I'm going to pick up for them for Christmas is Becca Blocks. I don't know, for all the kind of millennials that are watching, Becca Blocks, a classic wooden toy company. They source all of their stuff from hard maple in the like Minnesota and kind of Midwest region, but all of their wooden blocks are made in the U.S. Like a old school website here, but hard maple, 100% U.S. sourced, and an absolute classic for kids these days. So those are a couple of things that I've been thinking about picking up. Always got to get trusty pair of socks for everybody's stock. Hey y'all, are we back? Amazing. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate it. First live stream, so technical issues, I guess. I thought I had a good internet connection here at home, but good lessons learned for our next live stream. But lots of good American-made options for socks. So if you're picking up stocking stuffers and things like that this year, definitely a ton of good options. One that I was looking at is Hippie Feet. Like I mentioned, a lot of their socks are made in North Carolina with a lot of good recycled materials. And one of the organizations that I recently met with in North Carolina that is pooling together a lot of great textile manufacturers in the area and doing a lot to just support their businesses and hook them up with different manufacturing partners domestically and things like that. It's called Carolina Textile District. So they're based out of Morganton, North Carolina, but I went up to their fall gathering a couple of months ago, and just an awesome crew. They're doing a ton of good work to just get people into really great textile jobs, and like I said, connect a lot of those brands with local manufacturers. So lots of really good stuff going on there if you're looking to pick up little small stocking stuffers and things like that. Speaking of which, a few other things that I think would be good for stockings and stuff this year are some small trinkets and other things. One that I'm really loving that is a brand that I visited a couple of years ago is Blue Corn. So these guys make beeswax pillar candles. Tons of awesome options for pretty much everybody around the family. I mean, who doesn't love a good candle? But did a full tour of their facility, which is on our YouTube channel as well, so make sure to check that out. But I'm definitely going to be picking some of those up for my family for the holidays too. All right, so I know we got a couple more viewers right now, so y'all please leave a comment in the chat with where you're watching from, and if you have any questions on where you're watching from, then definitely throw them in the chat, and I'm happy to give any sort of advice on brands, categories of products that you're thinking about, and some ideas for American-made stuff. Thank you for the support, guys. Appreciate it. Awesome. Let me close out a couple of tabs here. Mario, Origin USA, great brand. Loving a lot of their products. Pretty much everything is Berry Amendment compliant, which basically means that the majority of the raw materials that they are using in all of their products are sourced from U.S. suppliers, and of course they're assembling everything here. I actually have a pair of their jeans, which are like one of my absolute go-tos in my wardrobe, and then I've picked up a couple other like smaller accessories and things like that. They have great outerwear, great boots, a lot of good stuff right now, and they're running a huge Black Friday sale. Yeah, I think I got that email as well this morning that they're up to 40% off, like you said, Mario, which is awesome. So Origin, if you're looking to pick up some of their like premium apparel and accessories, great brand to check out that's made in the US. I think I have them on the deals page. If not, I'm going to get them added a little bit later today. A few other brands to check out here that are running Black Friday sales. So Authenticity 50, these folks make some really high quality bedding and sheets and comforters and things like that. They're offering 25% off right now for Black Friday. American Blossom Linens is another similar one. They're running a holiday sale up to 20% off, so go and check them out if you need a new pair of sheets. A few other random things. Second Skin Audio, they're a company that I've fortunately gotten connected with locally that is making a lot of soundproofing and sound deadening material here. And so ton of really great products if you need something like that for your garage or a different room in your house. I use them in my video studio, so that was one of the reasons I got connected with them. But they're doing 20% off and a raffle for a bunch of Visa gift cards that you can use pretty much anywhere. And then a lot of good cookware made in the USA that are running Black Friday sales. Made in, I listed them on here. Most of their stuff is actually made in France, unfortunately, these days, but they do still have a couple of US made options. They switched up a lot of their manufacturing a few years ago. I actually did a written interview with them back in 2017 or 2018. They made some changes, but still have a few US made things. 360 Cookware, another good one. They're running 30% off. Okabashi flip-flops, great suggestion there in the chat. They have a ton of really good affordable options and love a lot of what they have going on. So if you need like a good pair of like rubber flip-flops, Okabashi, definitely a great option. I just got in some Fox River socks, loving those guys too, 15% off with our coupon code there, in addition to I think whatever they're running for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Another good option outside of Okabashi, I'm actually wearing them right now, so I'll take them off. A good Croc alternative, New Soul. These guys are awesome. I've been testing these out. They are super comfortable, really lightweight. So if you love Crocs, but you don't love that they're made in China and Indonesia and other places, New Soul, made in the U.S. It's Nuusol. But I just picked up a pair of these house shoes and then a pair of the rubber flip-flops, which again are super lightweight and really comfortable. But they're another good option in addition to Okabashi, which Okabashi, they're great, made in Buford, Georgia, I believe. Peg and All. I'm not sure I'm familiar with Peg and All, actually. We'll have to get them added to the directory. But love the comment, Mario. Appreciate you shouting them out. Seems like another really good option. Treasures built from it. Costs a little less on Black Friday. Love that. Oh, these look awesome. Very, very cool. Great shout out. I'm going to make a note about these guys and get them added to the directory for sure. All right. A few other things to check out here. Classic T-shirt company. They're assembled in the U.S. They have some imported materials though. Grown and Sewn, great American-made clothing company. They're a little bit more premium, pretty much all menswear. I just recently visited them. They're based in Brooklyn, New York. I was up in New York and Boston, like the New England area, for the last few weeks, just kind of traveling around, and visited them. I visited Upstate Stock, who I'm wearing their hat today. And a bunch of other great manufacturers in the New York and New England area. They have an awesome operation. They're running a huge Black Friday sale right now. Actually, I have their shorts on right now too. But these are super comfortable, really, really durable, and just an awesome small clothing operation. I have a YouTube short on them actually uploaded to the YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you want a little behind the scenes look at their storefront in Brooklyn. Favorite American-made boot brand and sock brand? Great question. So, love the Darn Tough shout out. Those guys make some great socks out of Vermont from U.S. sourced merino wool. There's tons of really good 100% U.S. sourced sock manufacturers out there for warmer weather. I have a few go-to options. So, let's see if we got a couple of those on our deals page, I believe. Thorlo, they're based in Statesville, North Carolina. They have some decent options. Boardroom socks, they're more dress socks. Still an awesome option if you're looking to pick some of those up, but definitely more for just dress and kind of a thinner material. A few other sock brands to check out. A few of these here, those are the directory listings on our site. Farm to Feet, I visited these guys. They're based in Mount Airy, North Carolina. They have an awesome operation. The manufacturing company behind them is called Nestor Hosiery, but they have a lot of really good wool sock options for some thicker material. Camel City Mill, this is one of my new favorites. So these guys make wool work socks from 100% U.S. sourced merino wool. They have a lightweight and a heavyweight option. I actually have a full video on these guys coming out on the channel here in a couple of weeks. But awesome option. They're super comfortable, really flexible and breathable. And so definitely recommend checking them out. Fox River, like I mentioned, they have a good discount going on right now. Boldfoot, not a ton of thicker sock options. They're more decorative. So if you want something that really just kind of stands out. Authentically American has a couple of good sock options, although they're more kind of t-shirts, outerwear, pants, things like that. Darn Tough, which you mentioned. Swiftwick has a few. Smartwool, same. Lily Trotters are really good. They're called compression socks, but they're basically close to the knee in height. Mostly designed for women, but really great at pressure relief. So if you need something like that, Lily Trotters is a great brand to check out. This is one that I'm picking up a lot for stocking stuffers this year for my family. Hippie Feet, they have a lot of fun designs. And then Duckworth, I mentioned them previously on the live stream, but they have a ton of really good U.S. source merino wool socks and other clothing. They have some really thick ones. They're going to be good for wearing with boots. And then in terms of boot brands, a few to think about. So there are a bunch that have some U.S. made or U.S. assembled models, and some that are made elsewhere, unfortunately. So it's just kind of a mixture, and you really got to look at their website or hit them up or look at our investigations on allamerican.org to really figure out which models are made in the U.S. Danner has a few that are made in the U.S. They have a filter on their website where you can look at some of those American-made options. Thorogood has a couple. LL Bean duck boots are still made in Maine. Pretty much none of their other items are made in the U.S. though, so just be wary of that. Schnee's Boots, another good one. Truman Boot Company, they're a little bit more expensive, more high-end men's boots, but some really good options if you're looking to get just a pair of premium ones that are really going to last a lifetime. Wolverine has a couple of U.S. assembled models, and then Limmer Boots is another really good one. And then a few that aren't on our hiking page, but are still, actually, I should actually add them to our hiking page, that are still made in the U.S. that I really like. Carolina Boots has a few models that are assembled here. Chippewa has a few models that are assembled here. And then if you want more of like a desert style boot, like a military style boot, Belleville in Illinois has some awesome options. So these guys have a ton of just like kind of military grade stuff, really breathable, going to be pretty flexible and comfortable as well, since you have to walk a lot in this style of boot. And so really good option here if you're looking for something that you need to be working outside in, but it's also going to be, a nice pairing with a good thick pair of socks. So definitely check those brands out. Jay, definitely agree. Darn Tough, awesome. Love those guys. Have a few pairs in my sock drawer, definitely. But yeah, lots of good boots research on allamerican.org. So check out our men's work boot page. We have a women's work boot page, and then a ton of hiking boots and other shoes research. But if you go into our main shoes made in the USA page, it's a little bit long. But I'm working on kind of improving the navigation of the page. But if you go to our Shoes Made in the USA page and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see, sorry for the huge scroll there, you will see all of our related research for footwear that's made in the US. And we also have just a shoes category in general on the site. So working on some navigation improvements in our directory, but if you just go to our main shoes page, you'll see all of the brands that we have in there, and hopefully some good ideas for yourself or for your loved ones for the holidays. Appreciate the shout out. Love you guys as well. Thank you for all the support. Seriously, can't do stuff like this without y'all's viewership. So, liking, commenting, watching all of our videos helps us keep the lights on, helps us keep doing great research for awesome American-made companies. And I can't tell y'all what your viewership and support means to a lot of these brands that I talk to. So, like I mentioned, was just visiting with 1620 Workwear up in Massachusetts a few weeks ago, and visited with Upstate Stock and Grown and Sewn and all these other brands recently and just over the years. And they just absolutely can't say enough about the support that y'all bring every single day to their businesses, and they're just really, really passionate about what they do. Times like these during holiday shopping season and really just year round, getting a lot of support from this community is just really, really important. So appreciate that, and I know a lot of the manufacturers really appreciate y'all's support too. But yeah, lots of good boots research here on our main shoes pages. Cool. For all of our new viewers who just joined, make sure to drop a comment in the chat with where you're watching from. If you have any questions about any sort of American-made brands that you're looking at, product categories that you're looking at, and not really sure what's American-made, we can do some investigation live and also give you recommendations for any great stuff that's made in the U.S. But back to some of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals that are running this weekend. So I covered some clothing and shoe brands. I'm going to jump down to accessories here and show you all just a few of the brands that we rounded up. There's, I'm sure, a bunch more that I'm hopefully not missing all of them, but try my best to get all these deals located onto this page. S&B Watches, Smith & Bradley. They're a great tactical watch company. We have a coupon code with them for 10% off, and they're also running a Black Friday sale. Rome Luggage has a huge one going on right now. You can use our code for $50 off your entire order, plus a ton of Black Friday deals that they're running right now. So hopefully, I think you can stack those on top of each other on checkout. If not, sorry. But lots of good hard-sided luggage options, and you can customize it too. This is like one of the only hard-sided luggage options that's made in the U.S. There's only two things outside in their hard-sided luggage that are sourced from non-U.S. suppliers, and I believe it's the wheels and the zipper, if I am not mistaken. I spoke with their owner, who's super nice, based out of New York. But I have a piece of custom Rome luggage that I carry with me everywhere where I travel. It is very recognizable when it comes around the baggage claim. It's red, white, and blue and everything. But you can completely customize all the colors and options there. So they have a lot of good stuff. And like I said, one of the only American-made brands for hard-sided luggage. Sullivan Glove, they're awesome if you need a new pair of leather gloves for the cold winter months. You can get 25% off with our coupon code with them as well. Billy Kirk, a lot of good leather goods. So if you're looking for belts, wallets, things like that, duffels, they have a ton of good options. Dispatch is another one. Loving a lot of their good kind of like utility bags and things like that. So if you're looking for a tote bag or a hip pack or fanny pack or something like that, they have a ton of good options as well. Lifetime Leather, another good one, based out of Arizona, making a ton of really well-made leather goods, oftentimes using a lot of full-grain leather. They have a military and first responders discount, and a lot of these brands actually do that are on our deals page. So if you guys are military, veteran, first responders, definitely check out that video on our YouTube channel, and you can see which brands are providing exclusive discounts if you just log in with your GovX ID, or typically they have some other sort of authentication there as well. Artifact bags, another good one. So we have another code with them as well. They're based out of Nebraska. A ton of good like waxed canvas options. So these are absolute classics for wife, significant other. A lot of good crossbody bags and a lot of kind of everyday carry stuff. So if you're looking for something like that, Artifact is another great option. But yeah, ton of good accessories that are made in the U.S. and doing a lot of deals for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So whether you're looking for wallets, watches, bags, things like that, lots of great American-made stuff. We have research on allamerican.org for handbags and purses, leather bags, wallets, watches, belts, pretty much every single accessory that you can think of. So just use the search bar at the top of our website to find whatever product category that you're searching for. I'm working on some additional like searching and filtering options, especially for like our mega directory, which if you don't know where that's located, it is at the bottom here. If you want to just look at like every single brand that we have made in the USA on allamerican.org, it's down here in the Made in the USA directory. And if you are a upstart brand that's looking for manufacturing partners, we also have a material suppliers directory here as well. But right now it's just a giant list of brands. So Ian, our behind the scenes guy, shout out Ian. He is working on some searching and filtering capabilities to just make it a little bit easier to navigate our directories. So in the works on those features for the site. But again, y'all support helps us continually keep the lights on, add new features, and get more brands and more coverage for these awesome American manufacturers. Yeah, use the search bar up here for looking for any sort of specific product categories that you are searching for. Moving on to some pets stuff. So a few brands that are running Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals right now. Health Extension. This is one of my favorite American-made like dog treats and other really good dog food and pet products. They are running a huge sale right now for Black Friday. But one of the, I think, like best things about Health Extension, in my opinion, especially with just a lot of these pet food brands that aren't super transparent about where they source their ingredients. A lot of them will say like, oh, it's cooked in the US and things like that. These dudes go the extra mile and have this ginormous map of all of their ingredients and where they're made. Actually, where's the map? So they source most of their ingredients from the U.S., a few from New Zealand, France, a couple other places. Man, they used to have this map that maybe it's on their directory page. Man, I could have sworn they had this like map of all of their ingredients and everything. Maybe they took it down. Hopefully not. But anyways, they have a lot of good ingredient transparency for their treats, food, things like that. They're my go-to for Deuce, who's sleeping out on the couch right now, and any other pet products that I'm picking up. So really good brand there. Pet Honesty, another good one for like supplements, things like that. Rockwell Pets, another good one. One that I actually just added to the directory a little bit ago, actually yesterday, I believe, is All American Canine. So these folks are based in Dallas. They are supported by Mossy Oak, the popular outdoor gear company. Not all made in the USA, but these guys are a lot of vitamins and supplements and things like that, specifically for hunting dogs. So if you're an outdoorsman and have some pups in the house that you want to keep in tip-top shape, they have a lot of good kind of what they call athletically formulated supplements and other goods here. So another good option for pet products. All right, moving right along to some other deals. So sports and outdoors, tried to collect as many as I could down here. A couple that are worth noting. PRX Performance. These guys are based in North Dakota. I believe they were on Shark Tank, but they are a really good American-made home gym brand that makes a lot of good like squat racks, barbells, things like that. They are typically running some sort of sale year-round, but as with a lot of these like home gym companies like Rogue Fitness and others, they are running some great stuff during the month of November and December for the holidays and specifically Black Friday. So if you're building out a home gym, PRX Performance is an awesome American-made brand to check out. We also have a ton of other research on home gym stuff. So if you look for like squat racks, barbells, weight plates, dumbbells, treadmills, things like that, we have a ton of research on allamerican.org for folks who are picking a lot of that stuff out. And for folks who haven't really used our directory at all, if you look at any of the research on allamerican.org, you can click on in any of these cards the brand name, and that's going to take you directly to their profile page on allamerican.org. It's going to show you what research they're featured in, as well as a little bit more about the brand. I'm working on building out a ton of additional descriptions here, as well as doing a lot more written interviews with folks in our Spotlight series on the site, and a lot of other good stuff. Definitely, if you haven't used that functionality in our directory yet, you can just click on the brand name anywhere on the site. It'll take you to their profile page where you can check out all of the research that they are featured in on the site. But we have been trying to get in touch with these guys for an interview, but we do a ton of written interviews on allamerican.org, so you can see our Spotlight series here where we've just chatted with a ton of different brands about their stories. just getting a insider's look at, what makes them tick, what their founding story was, and a ton of other great details. So if you love hearing the people behind the brands and how they got started, what their motivations are for American manufacturing and things like that, we have a lot of awesome spotlight interviews on allamerican.org, as well as our tours and spotlights on the YouTube channel. So I have a dedicated playlist for that on YouTube. So you can go to our channel homepage and scroll down, and you should see all the most recent ones. You can click into the playlist and see a bunch of those. 1620 Workwear was one, like I mentioned that earlier in the live stream, that I visited these guys recently. But they just have a really cool story. They got started in a barn with like no heating, just trying to make really good workwear, and have evolved into just like an awesome operation in Massachusetts. So I got to sit down with them for a live interview a few weeks ago, which was really, really great to see. But yeah, if you're curious, check out some of the interviews on allamerican.org right here in the interviews and tours section. But yeah, have a ton of great deals by category for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Just checking the chat to see if we have any new questions here. Nothing right now. Folks who have recently joined, if you have any sort of product category questions, anything that you're looking for that you need some help on in terms of suggesting American-made brands, or you're looking at a brand and don't really know if they're American-made or not, drop them in the chat and we can look at them live. And then also just drop where you're viewing from. Again, really appreciate all the support, guys. Your viewership helps us keep things running and keep supporting these awesome American-made brands. But we have some recent research on holiday gift ideas. So I have these broken out into some different categories here. Gifts for him. Obviously, a lot of these brands will also have things for women and kids and other folks who are on your holiday shopping list. So just some ideas here. But lots of good American-made brands. A lot of these folks are running deals right now. I just picked up another American Giant sweatshirt. I have their classic full zip hoodie on right now, which is my absolute favorite. But I just picked up one for my brother-in-law for Christmas. So really excited about gifting that. Ton of good brands here in our gift guide. A lot of new ones that we've added to the directory recently. Gamine Workwear. These folks are based in Rhode Island, but this is a women's workwear brand, which you don't typically find a lot of like women dedicated workwear manufacturers. So they are one of them. Red Ants Pants is another one. So ladies, if you need a great pair of work pants, Red Ants Pants is another good one to check out. I just picked up a Becca Block set for my little nephew, which I'm really excited about. Tons of good toy options that are made in the USA. Picked them up some green toys too. They are made from 100% recycled materials, all right here in the US. Some classics like Wiffle Ball and the Slinky are still made in the USA. So ton of really good, affordable gift options for kids. Honestly, this is like one of my favorite backyard games. So secretly a gift for the whole family, or for the, adults that are still kids in your family, like me. Firebird Kids, good clothing brand that's made in the U.S. For the kiddos as well. And then a bunch of pet brands that are offering deals right now. Basis Pet, actually, these guys make stainless steel dog food bowls. These are the ones that I use for Deuce every single day. So they're super basic, but whether you like just kind of like the no frills, like, not into the whole ceramics and all that stuff for your pet food bowls, these guys are just like super basic and super awesome. And they have feeders as well. But yeah, they're just good stainless steel bowls and do the trick for pretty much any pet, dog or cat. So love those guys. And I don't actually, I didn't check, are they running a deal right now? Doesn't look like it, but they are still pretty affordable at under $20 for some of their bowls. Westpaw, lots of good toys that are made here as well. So check those out. These are the ones that I buy for Deuce. He doesn't have any other toys besides ones from Westpaw. Just checking the chat for some additional questions here. All right, I wear jeans, cargos, and plaid shirts every day in the winter, but finding reasonable prices on American made is tricky. Durability is a factor, but more budget options. Awesome. So jeans and plaid shirt budget options. More casual versus bulletproof. I got you. All right, so some other, we're going to go straight to work clothes. Some good options here. So these guys are more premium, but like I mentioned, they're running a sale right now. Runabout Goods has some decent options as well. These guys are going to be a little bit more expensive, but Benchmark FR has some good stuff to check out. Pella Products. I don't know if you are working in an environment where you like kind of a coverall or overalls, but these are decently affordable and made in Iowa. For some good options there. Roundhouse jeans are pretty affordable. Origin, a little bit more expensive. They're running a huge Black Friday sale right now, though. So you can pick up their jeans for, I think, 40% off. And then I mentioned Red Ants Pants, another good option. And then one that's actually not on this page, but should be, is All American Clothing Co. So these guys are not a manufacturer themselves, but they have a ton of great, really affordable American-made brands in their retail store. So you can get jeans, a lot of good flannels that are made in the U.S. For pretty affordable prices. So some of their stuff is just assembled in the U.S. with some globally sourced materials, but a lot of these brands that they feature are pretty great. So this is the Vermont Flannel Company that they have featured here. They are using some imported materials, but are assembling in the U.S. So they'll have certain messaging like crafted with pride, which is kind of a hat tip that they are using some imported materials. But All American Clothing Co. has a really good curated set of just good American made options. So definitely check them out for some more affordable stuff. And then in terms of other flannels, let's see here. I think they're featured on the flannel page. Yep, there we go. Some other good ones, American Giant, decent. They're a little bit more expensive as well. Johnson Woolen Mills is going to be a decent option as well. They have some imported materials though. But another okay option for flannels. And then in terms of additional jeans that are made in the USA, American Giant, okay. These are going to be more expensive. They are raw selvage denim with Raleigh Workshop and Tellison. Same with Chaco Atelier. But a few others, Roundhouse jeans, I mentioned them. They're going to be a little bit more affordable. Let's see here. A little bit more expensive. Origin, middle of the road. And then Texas jeans are going to be a little bit more affordable as well. So hopefully some good ones to check out there. Hopefully that was helpful. But a lot of good stuff made in the U.S. On our jeans made in the USA page. Weiss made, Free Note Cloth, a couple of new ones, recently new ones that I added in there. LC King, made in Bristol, Tennessee. Their heritage options are made here as well. So lots of good stuff. And we also have a recently updated YouTube video on jeans made in the USA that you can check out on the channel. So I filmed my original jeans made in the USA video, gosh, probably 3 years ago. And so it was about time for an update on some other great jean manufacturers that are made in the USA. So I have the original jeans video linked from this one, as well as obviously this one that you can watch on the channel for 7 additional brands that are made here. But lots of good stuff. This pair that I'm holding in my hand is Origin. I have their stretch denim, which are awesome everyday wear. I swear I wear them like every other day for my kind of go-to jeans in my closet. The other pair right here, you can't see super well, is Dearborn Denim. They have a few good options that some are sourced with U.S. cotton, others are not sourced from U.S. cotton. They're sourced from, I think, Mexico and a couple other places, but everything's assembled here. But they're super transparent on their website around which brands are sourced from where and sort of where they're getting everything. But a few good options there for decently affordable denim brands for picking up for the holidays. All right. Any new viewers, appreciate y'all joining. Make sure to drop a comment in the chat for any sort of brands that you're looking at for the holidays, or any sort of product recommendations, things like that you need some help with. Definitely available to research those live. So just going to some other stuff that we have available, some other tools that you can use while you're holiday shopping on allamerican.org. One, if you want to support specific states, so let's say, you are from New York or Texas or Montana or Wyoming, and really want to support some local manufacturers in your area, we have some awesome state-by-state lists. So within our directory, we tag basically all of the brands that we have in there by their state headquarters. So we are organizing all of our brands by the state that they're manufactured in, and have a dedicated page for each state. So once again, working on some different sorting and filtering options here. So it's just a big list of links right now on our state-by-state page. But some awesome guides here for folks who are in different areas of the country. But a lot, if you're, let's say, from Vermont, you can check out some great companies that are made in your state. And Vermont, I will say Vermont, Maine, some of these other states in the New England area that I recently visited for a few weeks. I was just traveling around with my girlfriend for a few weeks, and we visited a ton of different manufacturers in the area, and just a lot of local makers. And these states up in New England are just kind of sneaky, awesome manufacturing states. A lot of folks maybe don't think, just because of the size of the states, that they don't have a lot of great American manufacturers, but a ton of good textile manufacturing happening up there. Woodworking as well is huge in these states. But we have a ton of awesome research on Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, ton of really great brands up in that region of the country. So if you're looking for something in your state, check out our state-by-state guides on allamerican.org. All right, so getting into some different ideas for holiday shopping. So we have, like I mentioned, these state-by-state guides. We have our Made in the USA list. So if you just click here, this is all of our product research. And like I mentioned before, you can search for anything that you're looking for just by clicking on the magnifying glass here and using our search bar on allamerican.org. But we recently just published some new stuff on pet research with regards to different cat products. E-bikes are all the rage right now with a ton of folks. There aren't a lot of good manufacturers that are 100% U.S. assembled and sourced in the U.S. It's actually almost impossible to find bike manufacturers, not just e-bikes, but bikes in general, that are 100% sourced in the U.S. But there are some good options that are assembled here and are sourcing some or most of their raw materials from U.S. suppliers. So if you're interested in picking up an e-bike or just a classic bike that's made or assembled in the U.S., we have good research on both of those. I have chatted with a couple of great bike manufacturers in our Spotlight series in the interviews and tours section of allamerican.org, so make sure to check that out as well. Lots of good new research that we're continually publishing on a regular basis, so you can check back on our Made in the USA lists page for any new research that we're publishing on a regular basis. And we're typically, if you like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, X, I guess it's called nowadays, or follow us on Instagram, we are continually just publishing links to that stuff when we publish it. So links out to all those profiles here. You can also join our email newsletter and obviously subscribe on YouTube. And then if you're curious about anywhere else where you can connect with us, we have all of those links down here in the footer. So I recently just launched our Pinterest profile for folks who are on there. And then we are constantly on a lot of these platforms. So if you shoot me a message on any of these, I'll get back to you pretty quick, or drop a comment in the chat below, even if you're watching the replay, and I will definitely get back to you with answers, and they all come directly from me. But a lot of good stuff on here. One of the things that I'm really excited about that we've been publishing recently is a lot more regulatory research. So not only are we trying to find a lot of great American-made brands, we are also trying to keep a lot of our regulatory bodies, our government, accountable when it comes to finding great stuff that's made in the USA and making sure that brands are complying with the FTC guidelines, and also potentially making those guidelines a little bit more transparent and strict so that folks can't skirt around the edges like they do today with a lot of Made in the USA messaging. So for folks who are not familiar with a lot of the Made in the USA regulations and what is kosher for folks who or for using the Made in the USA message, it's actually, there's not an application process or anything like that for using Made in the USA in your marketing. It is the country of origin is required on the product or packaging for anything that's imported into the US. Our US code dictates that, so it's easier to find when you are shopping in store. But when you're shopping online, there's not really much regulation there in terms of being able to use the Made in the USA message, or even be able to like apply to use it. Basically, brands have to be caught with their pants down in order for the FTC to slap them with a claim or some sort of lawsuit around false advertising, essentially. But there's a lot of just gray area for all or virtually all of your raw materials being sourced here. And folks can use stuff like assembled in the USA, or made in the USA with global materials, or handmade in the USA. All of these different kind of small variations of Made in the USA language that may cause you to think that a lot of their stuff is sourced and made here, when in actuality it is not. There's also no regulation around using the American flag in your marketing. And so even if they kind of have a patriotic or American-made vibe to their brand, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're made in the US. So we're doing a ton of regulatory research on investigating a lot of the legislation that we have in the US around the Buy American Act, the Buy America Act, two very different things. Code breakdowns, Berry Amendment, which is a amendment by the Department of Defense that requires a lot of their stuff that they're buying from American manufacturers to be American sourced and have a lot of those requirements baked in. And then we have a ton of other research as well. But one of the things that I'm really excited about that we're publishing more and more of is these state of the industry reports. So I'm working on, this is our first edition of one that I published a few months ago, the State of the American Auto Manufacturing Industry. And this looks at close to 20 years, over 20 years, I believe, of data that all of these car manufacturers have to report to the U.S. government around what percentage of materials in their vehicles are made in the U.S. And what percentage of cars are assembled here as well. So there's a ton of good data in here. All of this is publicly available data. I just went like deep diving in a ton of Excel spreadsheets in this like terribly organized government website, but it's still updated on a yearly basis and analyzed all the different trends of American-made cars and which ones are made in the U.S. So a lot of surprising trends in here around some foreign-based manufacturers that have manufacturing facilities here that are actually more American-made than folks like Ford, GM, and some other models as well. So again, lots of data in there. Really excited about a lot of the regulatory research we're doing right now I am working on and about to publish in the next couple of weeks a State of the American Footwear Manufacturing Industry report. We're talking to a ton of great footwear manufacturers for that release, so stay tuned for that one. I'll throw a little post in our community tab on the YouTube channel when that's live with the link. And so would appreciate y'all sharing, commenting, and doing everything you can to help increase visibility of that report. But we're super excited about it, and I think it's going to shed a lot of light on the state of the shoe manufacturing industry, provide some great perspective from some awesome American footwear manufacturers. And we also actually ran our own survey of the general American populace on their sentiment towards buying American-made shoes. And I think the trends are really telling around having a lot of momentum for buying American-made, which is great to see. We just really need, I think, the rest of the industry to follow suit. So really like that. Oh no, a Chinese-made commercial. Shit. Sorry about that, guys. I need to figure out the ad roll thing for this live stream and hopefully get more American-made options in there. That's one thing that YouTube doesn't allow you to customize, is like some of those specific advertisers. And, you know, obviously we advertise on our YouTube channel to keep the lights on and keep us doing a lot of this research and highlighting a lot of great American-made brands. That's one of the reasons I don't run display ads on allamerican.org, is I don't want a lot of those like Chinese manufacturers and other folks running a lot of ads all over this thing. So we're keeping this display ad free. And the way, just to be fully transparent, that I am able to keep doing this on a regular basis is we have great partnerships with folks like 1620, where, you know, they'll kick us back a little bit of you know, folks, customers that we send their way. So that's really how, you know, we get to keep doing this. And I really want to focus a lot of our advertising partners and things like that around just American manufacturers. But with regards to the YouTube channel, there's not really a ton of good customization there. So if y'all know of any tips or tricks or anything like that, if you run a channel, let me know in comments below, or shoot me a DM on like Instagram or anything else. And would love to chat about that and figure out a better solution for our YouTube channel. But it's a great growth platform for us. And obviously, you know, brings us a lot of great interaction with folks like y'all who really care about American manufacturing. Mario for London Bridge Trading Company. So sorry, just monitoring the chat here. I actually just published a news article on these folks a couple of days ago. So they just had to pay a $2 million fine, over $2 million, for being falsely made in the USA. So this was, I believe, regards to the Berry Amendment. And so they were a contractor for the DoD and lied about where some of their manufacturing took place. And so they got slapped with a huge penalty for falsely claiming that a lot of their stuff was made in the USA. That's a great call out. Glad you put that in the chat. We're trying to do more news coverage on this type of stuff. So if you guys have any additional tips like that, go to our contact page go to our submit a tip page. It's linked to from our contact page too. And email this email address. That's going to go directly to me, and we can chat back and forth on any sort of developments like that. If you can't find a great American-made brand that is not in our directory, you can shoot me a note there and we can get them added after, you know, just verifying everything's made in the US. Or if there's a specific brand you want us to investigate, you can submit a tip here, or, you know, leave a comment on YouTube or DM on Instagram, anything like that. But your tips and just our interaction is really super helpful for making sure we stay on top of the latest developments in American manufacturing. We're a small team. It is literally just me and Ian and Kristen. And so, Ian's our behind the scenes tech guy. He doesn't really write much, but he keeps the actual lights on the site and everything running smooth. And then Kristen does a lot of written research for a lot of our home goods and clothing categories and things like that. But it's just us. And so any sort of help, we're doing as best we can to stay on top of everything and have some good systems for like alerting and other stuff like that help us publish breaking news on a lot of these folks. Actually, I have some feeds that come like directly to my inbox when there's new false made in the USA claims that are filed by the U.S. Department of Justice and like a bunch of other sources. So I have my ways, but any sort of reader tips from y'all are much, much appreciated. Marisol, so sorry, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, but Honda Odyssey, yeah, we actually found that Honda in our regulatory research was one of the most American-made cars, which is super kind of disappointing and surprising, but based on all the data that American manufacturers have to submit, that is definitely the case. So you can see it here. Honda and Acura have a higher percentage of models with US sourced engines. Honda sold in the US are more American by content than GM, Ford, and Chrysler. So let me find the good chart here that breaks that down with all of the different manufacturers. You can see here Honda is in black, Tesla is in yellow here. They're at the top of the charts in terms of the percentage of total car value with US and Canada sourced parts. So unfortunately, the information that that all auto manufacturers have to submit to if they sell cars in the US, there's no breakdown between US and Canada. It's basically just the percentage of the total parts for a specific model that are US and Canada sourced, so we can't split those apart, unfortunately. But this does give you a good purview into just outside of US and Canada, obviously, what percentage of their vehicles are sourced elsewhere. But yeah, Honda, very American sourced for the stuff that's sold here. So they have a ton of manufacturing facilities here and are making a lot of the engines and things like that on American soil. But you can see just the precipitous decline of Chrysler, GM, Ford over the years. Not good trends, and I actually have that broken out here. From 2007 to 2023, this is the percentage of total car value with US and Canadian parts, gone from 80% down to 30 to 40% for most of them, which is pretty abysmal. Yeah, great comment on the president supporting like American cars over Japanese companies that employ a lot more American workers. I think this is just an industry I think that is pretty divisive in terms of support, and obviously there are significant advantages to manufacturing in states where you sell with such a huge product like a car, and so. There are a lot of manufacturers who are, frankly, just a lot more dedicated to making sure that all of that happens in a single place. And so, I'm not going to make your choices for you on, what you prefer to buy, Ford, Honda, anything like that. But we have a lot of good research on allamerican.org for just making sure that whatever brand that you buy that is from a manufacturing facility in the US. So if you check the VIN number on the vehicle that you're going to buy, you can see the factory that it comes from. Same thing for tires and decoding the code on the side of the tire that you're buying as well, and what manufacturing facility that came from. So you can use free VIN decoder tools or lookup tools on the internet to find the manufacturing and facility and factory for those folks. So lots of good stuff that you can use to find a lot of where your car is coming from, where your tires are coming from, things like that. But if you just search for any of the specific manufacturers on allamerican.org, you can see we've done write-ups on a ton of them. So lots of good stuff there if you're curious about picking up a new car and where it's made. All right. Once again, if you are a new viewer, drop where you're viewing from in the comments below. And if you have any questions about specific brands or product categories that you're looking at for the holidays, then drop a comment. Even if you're watching the replay, still comment, and I'll get back to you on some good options that are American made, or we can do a little bit of research live on whether a brand is made in the USA or not. All right. So appreciate everyone watching. Again, we have a ton of good deals here on our Made in the USA deals page. I'm going to be updating this all weekend for Black Friday and Cyber Monday stuff that I see, and continually add brands here when new folks are launching deals and everything like that. So just check this page out. We threw a little bit of navigation here at the top. Ian put that in here for home goods, kitchen, clothing, etc. That's just going to drop you down to that section of the page with all those deals. And even if I don't mention the specific coupon code here, if you just click the website link, that's going to take you straight to that company's website. And typically they'll have the code available on the site, like 1620 here. BF23 is their code for 20% off. I just picked up a bunch of stuff from them and had a awesome behind the scenes tour of their facility in Massachusetts. Again, all these folks are running some good deals right now. And we also have some exclusive coupon codes with a lot of them too. So you can use those and hopefully stack them together if you can. I'm not sure which brands allow you to do that or not. Fox River Socks just got a bunch of those in that I'm excited to try out. J. Wingfield, another good formal clothing brand if you need some new dress shirts, things like that for the guys. A lot of good options there. Authentically American. This is an interesting one. So this guy, it's owned by a guy named Dean Wegner. He is a military veteran, really interesting guy. Everything is 100% U.S. sourced. They have a ton of different apparel, but they have a lot of good custom apparel. So if you're looking for something like your sports team or something to pick up for your team at work where you need your logo or other kind of custom design on it, these guys can do it for you. And it's a pretty reasonable price for wholesale. So Authentically American is a great destination for some of that custom work if you need something for work or a sports team or something like that. I purchased from these guys back when we did some custom apparel a couple of years ago for the site. Still have some left over. We're probably going to launch a new line here soon. So it'll be probably a mixture from Authentically American and some other great brands that do some wholesale activities. So that y'all can buy some merch from us, and hopefully the near future. Looking at setting that up here soon. But they're another good one. And then 1620, like I mentioned earlier, they also do some custom workwear. So if you are like a PM on a construction crew or own a company where you got a lot of folks who are working outside, then 1620 is a great option for getting some stuff with your logo, custom color schemes, things like that. So a lot of good options there. And like I said, clothing, ton of good brands running Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. We had somebody mention Okabashi earlier, great sandal company that's made in the USA. New Soul, another good one that I'm wearing today. And a lot of other great manufacturers that are running deals. Speaking of other stuff, I'm repping right now, wearing right now. American Giant hoodie, Upstate Stock. This hat, I recently just visited them in New York City. They have an awesome little operation in Brooklyn. You wouldn't think that like they have a ton of room to operate in Brooklyn, New York, where real estate is hard to come by, but they have a awesome like cut and sew operation there, and have their warehouse and everything like that. So they make things like hats, gloves, beanies, things like that. You've probably seen me wear some in some of the recent videos and photos on Instagram and stuff like that. So a lot of good stuff from them. And then you can't really see it well, but this is a moisture wicking shirt from Blackstrap. These guys, if you need some active performance wear, they're a great option, and they are also running a Black Friday deal right now for, I think, over 20% off on their items as well. So if you need some moisture wicking workout clothes, active wear, they are an awesome option. A few other things. So Cordova Outdoors. This is a cooler company that is made in the USA. Funny thing with coolers, if you look at a lot of American-made cooler companies, they only make some of their coolers in the US. There's actually very few that make soft side coolers in the US. So typically like your cooler bags, your smaller ones, those are going to be a lot tougher to come by in terms of some American sourced options. But there's a lot of good hard-sided foam insulation coolers that are made here. Cordova Outdoors is one that's made in Idaho. I actually have one. And I am filming a video right now actually where we're doing an ice retention test on their hard-sided cooler. So we're currently on day 7 of the test. It's holding up pretty well, but amazing that these types of coolers can hold ice for more than a week. But they have some great options made in Idaho. But watch out for that video dropping on our YouTube channel here in the next few weeks. They have a good Black Friday deal. And then there's a bunch of other good cooler brands that are made in the USA. If you check out our coolers research, we have a dedicated page on allamerican.org for that. We have Orca coolers. Their hard-sided ones are made in the U.S. Pelican, their hard-sided ones are made in the U.S. Grizzly, mentioned Cordova. Igloo, some of theirs are made here. Orion, they're owned by a kayak company actually now. But they have a few good American-made options that are still in some dead stock inventory. Cabela's has a couple of decent ones that are hard-sided. But yeah, there's really only hard-sided options. Found it really tough to find any sort of soft-sided options that are made in the U.S. But we have a lot of research on some other cooler brands too. Contrary to popular belief, Yeti's not made here. At least they're hard-sided ones. A lot of them are like designed in Austin, Texas, but we have a full write-up on them. A lot of brand investigations, which you can check out here. And where their stuff is made, designed in Texas. They have that printed on pretty much all of their products to make you think that a lot of it's made in the U.S., but right next to it, made in China. And then a bunch of others. I went into, I think this is in Cabela's, and just looked at a bunch of Yeti products recently and uploaded a YouTube short on that. But we have a lot of other cooler research as well. So definitely check that out. Just checking the chat here for any new comments. Looks like we're pretty quiet. So y'all drop more comments if you're looking for specific coolers. Oh, awesome, Mario. Nice one on Bison coolers. I'm going to have to check them out. So we'll definitely add them to the coolers page and do a little bit of a investigation on those guys. Speaking of investigations, that's something that we recently launched that we're really excited about is our new certification program. So one of the things, like I mentioned earlier, around FTC regulations and Made in the USA being very retroactive, and there's no application process for using Made in the USA or the American flag or anything like that in your marketing and on your website. So if you're shopping online, it's notoriously difficult to find the country of origin. We are trying to change that with our Made in the USA certification program. So we're trying to give you as much confidence as possible that stuff's 100% made in the USA. So we actually have a strict application process now where brands can apply for our Made in the USA certification badge and display it on their website. So companies are going to submit an application. They're going to tell us where all of their materials are sourced from and basically just kind of open the doors on their entire manufacturing process so that we can verify where everything is made and sourced from. And then once they are verified, we'll obviously keep that information private for any brands watching the live stream or replay right now. Just for making sure that we are doing right by them. But once we get that verified, they can display this badge anywhere on their marketing materials, on their website, and any sort of written stuff, on their product packaging. So if you see this badge anywhere, it means that the product is verified to be 100% made in the USA with 100% US sourced raw materials. So we have a lot of great brands that are already in the program. For Lowe's in our program, Authenticity 50, American Blossom Linens. They are all part of our certification program. So if you see this badge on any of their products or any others coming soon, I'm trying to get a lot more brands on board with our certification program. But a lot of really good options, and then hopefully really good confidence booster if you see that out. And then we have a kind of reapplication process every single year, because brands obviously change up manufacturing, things change, things get more expensive, maybe some of their sources change, things like that. So we want to make sure that we continually keep them accountable every single year and re-verify where a lot of their stuff is made. So there's kind of a recertification process on their anniversary every single year to make sure that all their stuff is continually 100% made in the USA. So check that out. If you see that badge anywhere, it means that it is 100% verified to be made in the US. But yeah, let me check the chat here for any new comments. Nothing as of right now. We'll probably go for another 10 or 15 minutes here. But if you're watching the replay, leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you on any sort of additional Black Friday, Cyber Monday questions, or just American-made shopping in general. And like I said, if you're in the live stream right now, definitely drop a comment with any questions that you have. But a lot of awesome American-made options for the holidays. I'm picking up a ton for my family and friends. That's pretty much all I buy, obviously, these days. Everything in my house is American-made, or at least I try to make everything American-made in my house. Pretty much my entire wardrobe is American-made. I did a recent challenge on YouTube a few months ago, going through every single piece of my wardrobe, everything from t-shirts to outerwear to pants, accessories, hats, all sorts of stuff, and went through every single piece of American-made clothing that I own. And it's the very large majority of my closet. Nearly everything that I own is at least assembled in the U.S., and almost everything is 100% U.S. sourced as well. But always looking to pick up new stuff too, and support other great American-made brands. So during that video series, picked up a lot of new good stuff that y'all threw suggestions for in the comments. So learned about a lot of new brands, picked up a lot of stuff that we already had in the directory on allamerican.org. They all suggested. So it was a lot of fun, and a really cool process to just kind of like take inventory on everything that I own. But we have some upcoming video series that I'm really excited about on the channel. I'm going to be going through every single room in my house to give y'all not just like what I have, but also ideas for how to source American-made furniture, other home goods that you need for every single room in your house, and then any other ideas for other stuff that I should pick up. I have some renovations coming up as well for my house, and so I'm going to be walking y'all through that entire process, and basically it being 100% American made and sourced as well. So I'm really, really excited to document a lot of that and feature it on the channel. So make sure to subscribe if you aren't already for those videos coming up next year. But we're pretty much all booked out for like the rest of the videos this year, which is really exciting. So been doing a ton of filming for a lot of different types of product research, a lot of different brands and products to feature on the channel, a lot more exclusive tours coming y'all's way for brands that I'm connecting with live, doing some in-person interviews and things like that. So really excited for that stuff as well to drop later this year. and into next year. But I have, speaking of the tour videos, one dropping tomorrow. I mentioned it earlier in the live stream. On Small Business Saturday tomorrow, we have our exclusive tour of 1620 Workwear that I visited a few weeks ago. So I sat down with Josh and Ted, the two co-founders and co-owners of 1620 Workwear, and have an awesome interview with them. And then one of their great teammates, Evan, led me around to the 1620 manufacturing facility and where they do pretty much all of their product development, do a lot of their hemming. They do repairs on anything that you send back to them, doing patches, things like that. They have really good warranty on their clothing as well. So it is super, super durable, and they really stand by that durability guarantee, which is great. But a lot of exciting stuff coming up on YouTube, on Instagram, on the site. We're continually doing more research. I'm trying to find more help for doing additional research and moving as fast as we can. I still have a lot more product categories to cover. I feel like, we are, I like to think pretty comprehensive across allamerican.org. We try to be as comprehensive as we can, but still a lot more, always more to do. There's always going to be manufacturers who are changing up manufacturing practices, a lot of new brands that are launching, a lot of ones that we just haven't discovered yet. That we're going to continually add to the directory. So again, make sure to subscribe, join our email list too. You can find that on our homepage here. Sign me up to our email list. That's going to get you into our main newsletter, where we send out just a lot of updates from allamerican.org, any new brands that we add to the directory. We also have specific newsletters for breaking news and deals. So if you are just interested in looking at brands that are offering exclusive discounts with allamerican.org, then you can sign up for our deals newsletter. Or if they're running Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, we'll send out email blasts on that stuff too. Or if you're just looking for breaking news, like that LBT Co. False Made in the USA claims breaking news, or any other recent stuff, we have a newswire as well. So sign up for that specific email newsletter. You can sign up for the main one, you can sign up for the news one, you can sign up for the deals one, you can sign up for all three, any one of them, and we'll send you that content and that content only. And so we won't be spamming you with a ton of different stuff. We try to make it as curated and as tailored as possible. Yeah, a lot of good stuff upcoming the rest of this year and next year. Busy end of the year, and I'm going to be, like I said, as attentive as possible to comments, DMs, things like that. Once again, if you're doing Black Friday shopping, Cyber Monday shopping, Small Business Saturday, go out in your communities and shop for Small Business Saturday. They greatly appreciate your support. It's just awesome to see a lot of great small businesses that are, operating all around the country. And so go out and support them on Small Business Saturday. Go to our deals page. It's just allamerican.org/deals, and you can view deals by category. You can also sign up for those deal alerts right here. And then our Made in the USA gift guide, another one that you should bookmark. I'm going to be updating this from now through Christmas. And then going to be probably launching some more gift guides going into next year. This is something that we haven't traditionally done on allamerican.org. We've kind of strictly stuck to a lot of just different product categories, brand investigations, everything like that, that is our bread and butter, and that is kind of evergreen in the sense that you know what you're shopping for, and these are the American-made brands that are potentially really good fits for your shopping list. But there's a lot of folks who don't know what they're shopping for and need to be told what to buy, or just need some inspiration. And so I think, that's something that we're trying to accomplish with this holiday gift guide, and going to be doing some for some other major holidays next year. This is just our first of many on gift ideas, so make sure to bookmark this one. And then we'll also send this out in our deals newsletter and publish it on Instagram and on YouTube, obviously, in our community tab, and hopefully have some good featured videos around different gift ideas as well. So make sure to subscribe if you aren't already to the YouTube channel. Alrighty, y'all. I think that's a wrap on the live stream. So I appreciate everybody who's watched for the last hour and a half. Good luck with all of your holiday shopping. And again, if you're watching the replay or if you're watching right now and still have questions, I'll end the stream and then you can just reply or shoot a comment in the comment section below. And I will make sure to get back to you with some answers on stuff that is American made, investigating the brands that you're looking at. And as always, thanks for supporting your country and shopping American made. Appreciate y'all joining the very first allamerican.org live stream. Apologies for the early technical issues, but made it happen. A lot of good lessons learned for our next live stream, and hopefully we can do this again soon.